So we're now going to do I'm going to make a demonstration of what you need to do before next week, which is come up with some concept with your team. You're going to figure out what AI product you want to build during the duration of this course during your Aura incubator methodology. So, in my opinion, the best tool to use now for getting stuff live off the internet is Perplexity. And you said it was Echo Insights. That was the name of the company. All right. So you could say, I am considering applying for a job, or I am applying. Tell the AI what you want, right? Let it know the context. Now, because I use Perplexity a lot by myself, I don't want to do context poisoning, meaning I don't want to give it false information because I don't want to, otherwise, it'll keep thinking I want to do this in the future and slant its answers to this. So I'm going to level set it. I'm going to say this is for a class demo. I'm demonstrating in front of the class. This is for an in front of class demo. So now I'm prompting it. I'm applying for a job as a new graduate co-op intern to Echo Insights in Toronto. What do we know about them? And then you could use a Google Docs or something, or you could use like a Word document to organize your information. One of the things I'm going to be talking about at the boot camp is how to sort of manage if you're out there, using prompting and vibing on a serious basis to develop some project. You're going to be getting a lot of information. You're going to be getting, inputs from multiple different AIs. So there's a certain skill in keeping it all organized. Uh, so you're going for Echo Analytics. Which one are you doing? AICO in California, like that? Oh, I see. What do they do? Well, very good, because you're going to be running an AI startup during this class as well, so you're going to get some experience with that. That's good. So let's see what they have to say. Luxury home finishing company, that's their thing. What do they do? What do they do? Oh, sure, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Oh, I see. Yes, yes. All right. Let's. Thank you so much. Technology focused company specializing in data analytics, good API integration. So API integration is this, right? API integration is RESTful APIs that are some web engineering stuff, right? Some web development stuff we do to connect our model with the user or the client who's using it. All right, very cool. So we'll say now, given that this student in the class wants to apply to this job, and the rest of you are gonna, go. And if you don't have a co-op company yet, just you can. I'll show you next. You can vibe with your AI, and you can sort of just get some company in Toronto or something which is doing some stuff. And all you need for next week is that you need your team, and you need to know your vision or your theme you want to develop your AI incubator product for. Given that a class student is applying to this company, provide an analysis of what key business pain points they might currently be experiencing so the student can develop a solution in class to show to that employer. Because basically, anybody in life, anywhere, anybody, anywhere, any human being is only going to do things for one reason. They're in a state of more pain or more discomfort, and if they see that they can do something to get out of that discomfort, to get into more comfortable state, then they'll take that action. Except, curiously, there's one exception to that, which is men getting married. Because in that case, you're always going from a less painful state to a more painful state. I don't know why that is, but I'm just telling you, 99% of the time, if you can go to the employer and show them that you can give them some solution which is going to ease some pain that they have, then that's going to make them look favorably upon you. Given that a class student is applying to this company, provide an analysis and recommendations of their big pain points and what AI product the student could use their class time to develop to favorably show to this employer. Remember, I'm recording a video of this, so you can go and you want to watch that again later to get some ideas. As a student applying to a co-op internship, valuable to understand the company. Do you know the company? What are the company's big problems right now? So what I'm hearing is that if they had an AI product that could use RAG to API out to data sources, that would help them. Remember the first example I showed you at the beginning of class, that team that had hooked up to a news source? Well, then the next question becomes, where's your training data, and where would those sources of information be? You might know that at this point, or you might not, but that's something, I mean, I think that would be a good thing to go and research. So anyway, now I'm going to say, write this up as a business proposal or as a business plan student can use as the input to their Aura in class scenario. And because it probably doesn't know what Aura is, because I developed this with another AI, I'm going to drop a link here so it can have a context to understand that. And that link is here. I'd like you guys to read that before next week, please. Come to class having read that. With outputs, with outcomes, with deliverables, right? In terms of we still have to complete studying the course outline, but remember we were just at the point about project management, and I sort of dovetailed off to talk about how unified process is a project management and software engineering methodology. So now we're talking about a project management concept, which is the work breakdown structure. And we're talking about, oh, I'm over here. Oh, yes, you found me. No, student there was looking around. Oh, I hear the instructor's voice. I can't see him. Yeah, I'm just up here. Look to the front. You'll see me. So anyway, one of the things you'll be making is a work breakdown structure, which is a breakdown. Basically, we're going to assume we have 10 project days. I know it's a 14-week course. Well, today is 1 week, and then a couple of weeks will be, midterm exam, final exam, presentations, whatever. So assume you have 10 project days to deliver this stuff. With deliverables, with work breakdown structure, deliverables for each of 10 class days of delivery. So it's developing your business plan now. In fact, one of the things that I gave you to read is called, it's a blog article I wrote called The Red Queen's Race. The Red Queen, you probably didn't read it here when I went to kindergarten. It was a children's story they tell here in North America. But there was this story called Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. Now, interestingly, in school, we tell children don't take drugs, drugs are bad, but then we make them read all these stories by people who were high on drugs. So, anyway, Lewis Carroll, who was the guy, his brain was baked out on opium, and he wrote this story about Alice, this like girl who falls into this little hole, and then she winds up in this sort of superliminal space and stuff with all these weird characters. So, there's this character called the Red Queen, like the playing cards, like the 52 cards of a playing deck. The Red Queen was this character, and the Red Queen had to run very quickly to just stay in one place. That was an odd thing about the Alice in Wonderland world. So when you hear the term the Red Queen's race, it refers to the situation where you have to keep running just so you don't fall behind. So anyway, I wrote a blog article called The Red Queen's Race where I talk about AI entrepreneurship and I talk about the fact that in the world you are going to graduate into, you should have the idea, you should have the attitude that you're going to wake up every morning unemployed until you come up with some great new idea on how to do something that's never been done before. Now, the good news is if you know how to do that, it can actually, they say more billionaires are going to be made in the next 20 years than at any time before in human history. So that's going to be your opportunity to do that. So anyway, in that was something I did not last December, but the December before that. I was asked to give a presentation for the Ontario College Teachers Meeting, whatever association, and in front of the meeting, I asked them. I said, "Okay, let's develop a business right now," and we prompted it, and the AI gave us a complete business plan, qualifications of people we should hire, like everything you could name. So that's basically what we're doing now. So below is a business plan for the student who wants to work at Echo Analytics and what you're going to be doing each day and so on. And every one of you, and by the way, that's going to be day 10, which is your presentation to me and your video. So every one of you, I want you to do something similar to this before next week. Now, I'm going to share out a link to this. So instead of copying and pasting this, I'll share out a URL link so you can get directly into this conversation. And now I'll just say one more thing. So new topic. Let your AI know what's going on. Let your AI, keep cued into what you're doing. So next topic. For students who do not already have optics on what employer they want to work with, present a prompt. So this is something we're going to be talking about in the boot camp, how you can use one AI to generate a prompt to input to another AI. There are reasons why it's beneficial to do that. If you want to find out more details, come to the boot camp. But now I'm asking it to generate a prompt. Please present a prompt to assist them with brainstorming, to assist them to get them started with identifying local companies in Toronto which may be suitable co-op candidates that they could solve problems for. For students who are unsure about which employers to target, here could be your prompt, right? Generate a list of 10 innovative companies or startups that focus. And if you have some specific interest there, by all means, go ahead and put it in. For each company, provide a brief description and so on. So, yeah, pretty good. So, let's see what happens if we run that. I got kicked out of the meeting? Really? That's odd. All right, well, as it possible, maybe it has a time limitation or something. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, because I don't even see the panel here. All right, I'll go and create another one just a second. Yeah, I think I don't know. Well, actually, whatever I was doing, you can just watch the video anyway. But hopefully, we weren't apart from each other too long. All right, let me go and kick out another meeting now. I don't know. Maybe there was like a 180-minute limit on it or something. Although it didn't have that before, but it might have changed. So meet.google.com. New meeting. I'm just going to check to see if it says anything about time limitation. All right, so I'll make the meeting open so everybody can easily get into it. Open. All right, I'll kick it out in your Google Classroom in a couple of seconds. No, it doesn't say anything about time limitation, so I don't know why the meeting died. Anyway, I'll go and talk to IT again. Maybe I'll buy them a box of donuts or something so they fix the projector. All right, so if you go over to your classroom now, your Moodle page, it should say May the 8th, 11:10 screen sharing link. So that's the second one. So I'll give everybody a couple of seconds to get into that. and then we'll finish up our little exercise here. Then we'll finish the course outline, and then we'll see how we're doing for time. All right, I see people are coming into the meeting now. Oh, everybody is there, so that's good. Am I sharing my screen? Yes. All right, let's finish this up now. So where I was before was I asked Perplexity to make a prompt for me. Now I'm running the prompt. Generate a list of 10 innovative companies or startups in Toronto. For each company, provide a brief description. Yeah, pretty good. So let's go ahead and run that. So what I would ask is that if you have a specific, and maybe they haven't even confirmed you yet, but they haven't said yes or whatever. But if you find a co-op job, as Akasha was saying before, if you find something that looks pretty good, you can go and research them. You can identify some problems they have, and then if you do get to go to the interview or something, even if you're just, it's we're just second or third week into our class, you haven't gotten too far yet, but you can make a little presentation, and I can show you how to do that. I've been using Canva a lot lately, so I'm going to be getting you guys to do your presentations in Canva in this class. But you can show them, I've been researching your company. Here's what I found out. Here's your goals. Here's the kinds of challenges you're working to overcome right now. And here is some thinking I've been putting into how you could do that, right? So it doesn't have to be amazing. I mean, it probably will be amazing anyway because you did it and you're amazing people. But the point I'm making is you're going into the interview with the showing the idea or showing the presentation that I'm here to solve your problems. So anyway, here's a number of things you could go and use. And I will share a link to this out now. And I'll also post